Okay guys, today for What's Cooking, we are making an Olive Garden Copycat Minestrone soup in the Crockpot. Now don't get nervous because I can see a lot of ingredients here. They're super easy ingredients. A lot of these you may already have in your pantry, so that is a good thing. And I haven't made this particular minestrone soup, so this is my first time making it. But I had almost all the ingredients except for one, and I'm still gonna go ahead and go with it. So even if you're missing one or two things, you can always add in something else to kind of make it your own. But let me tell you what you need for this recipe. Okay, first thing that you're going to need is a crock pot, and a lot of you guys have asked about my crock pot. I'm gonna go ahead and put a link below of the exact crock pot that I do have. Next, you're gonna need some vegetable stock, 2 cans of diced tomatoes. I have one that's Italian and one that's plain. I am just going ahead with it. You'll need some garlic. You'll need 2 cups of fresh spinach. For fresh vegetables, you'll need a small onion, some zucchini, carrots, and celery. Now you need 1 can of dark kidney beans and then 1 can of white beans. So you can use these cannellini beans, or these would be fine. I think these are 15.5 ounce. 2 cans of Italian green beans. I could only find French style green beans, so that is what we're going with. And then you will need a small noodle of your choice. I found these at Aldi, so I'm going to go ahead and use these as my noodles. We do need some dry ingredients. You will need some bay leaves, some dried thyme, rosemary, basil, pepper, oregano, and then some sugar. And then also the recipe calls for some fresh parsley. I did have some fresh parsley, but it kind of went from fresh to not so fresh. So that is the one thing that I'm going to be missing in this recipe. All right, the first thing that you'll want to go ahead and do is dice up all of your vegetables. So the zucchini, the carrots, the celery, and the small onion. Now as far as celery stalks, I'm using 3. I have 2 carrots, 2 zucchini. I'm not sure if I'm going to put them all in there, and then 1 really small onion that I'm going to go ahead and dice up. Okay, first thing that I'm going to do is add my cooking stock, the vegetable cooking stock, into my crock pot. Now this particular one, it has 4 1-cup servings, so the recipe calls for 4 cups of vegetable stock. So we're just going to go ahead and add all of the contents into the crock pot. Add in 2 cups of water. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my 2 jars of diced tomatoes. There's 1, and there's the second. And then I'm going to add in my celery, my carrots, and my onions. All have been diced. You can see here the thickness that I'm going with. Now I used 3 celery stalks. So for the celery and the carrots, you should have about 1 cup of each. 3 celery stalks and 2 carrots worked perfect for me. So depending on what size you're using, you can always measure. Then you need 1 cup of each. So I'm gonna put all this good stuff in there, get it all in there. And then I'm just gonna give it a little stir. Okay, now it's time for some of our dry ingredients. So we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of dried oregano there. We're going to add in 2 teaspoons of dried basil. There's 1, and there is 2. Next comes a 1/2 teaspoon of thyme. Next, add 3/4 teaspoon of rosemary. Okay, the next ingredient is the ingredient that I'm missing, and it is fresh parsley, which I'm not happy about. But you would add in 2 tablespoons of chopped fresh parsley, or you could use 2 teaspoons of dried parsley if you have it. Then add a 1/2 teaspoon of sugar. Okay, and then we're gonna add in 2 bay leaves there. And now I'm gonna put in just a little bit of pepper, and a little bit of salt to taste. And then what we are going to do is we are going to cook this on low for 6 to 7 hours. Okay, so it's been 7 hours. I'm gonna go ahead and stir it around. We're gonna add in some more ingredients. ingredients. I'm gonna add in a cup and 1/3 of zucchini here. We have 4 cloves of minced garlic. And we have 1 1/3 cup of our pasta. And again, this is the pasta that I am using. And then add in your kidney beans. Be sure to drain and rinse them. So that is the red. And then add in the white kidney beans. Also drain and rinse. Give it a good stir. And this we're gonna go ahead and cook for 40 minutes on high. Okay, so it's been 40 minutes, and the last 2 ingredients we're gonna go ahead and add. So we have 2 cups of fresh spinach. Pack it in there, guys. Stuff it in there really good. I rinsed it off. I'm gonna go ahead and add that in there. And then we're also gonna add in our green beans. So they've been drained. Add the 2 cans. There is 1. And there is 2. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and stir this around. It is full. This pot is super full. If you want to add in a little bit more water or vegetable stock, you can go ahead and do that if you like it a little less thicker with all of the vegetables. But what we are going to do is put our top on again and let this cook for a few moments. Let the spinach kind of soften up. So I would say about 15 to 20 minutes. Just throw the top back on and keep it on high. Okay guys, and it's been about 20 minutes. So here we are. It is finished. It smells so good. I'm gonna show you though, the noodles that I did use, they kind of exploded a little bit, which doesn't really matter for us, but you can see how thick it is and loaded with vegetables. You can always add a little bit more vegetable stock or water if you want it a little bit more watered down, but I'm gonna go ahead and plate this. There it is, guys. I just gave it a quick taste. It tastes so good. It's very hearty with all of the vegetables and the seasonings. It's a perfect go-to soup. Thanks again, guys, for joining me for another What's Cooking, and I hope to see y'all next week. Bye-bye.